Laville Lancer football is on the air. Good evening, football fans, and welcome to week number 2 of Indiana high school football. Dakota Faig's 30-yard field goal was all the points Laville would need as the Lancers opened the season with a 3-0 victory at North Newton in week 1. Laville's defense played a bend but don't break style in keeping the Spartans off the board to earn the first shutout of the season. Coach Wilho Strausser's young Lancers will have their hands full this evening as they take on a hungry Triton Trojan squad. Triton scored a school record 70 points to defeat South Newton last Friday night and entered tonight's contest at 1-0 as well. This is the 51st meeting all time between Laville and Triton. The Lancers holding a 32-17-1 lead. Lancers defeated Triton 55-28 last August 26th and have won the last 5 straight meetings. Laville Lancer football is brought to you by First Source Bank, a proud sponsor of Laville Athletics. I'm Steve Cox, along with my partner Wayne Thomas, who joins me for tonight's broadcast on LVH1. It's time for a short break. We get started with our pregame following this timeout. You're listening to Laville football on LVH1.
Property of LVH1 and the Union North United School Corporation for the private use of our audience and fans. Any retransmission or duplication of this broadcast without the written consent of LVH1 or the Union North United School Corporation is strictly prohibited. We hope you enjoy this event, and go Lancers!
First Source Bank is a proud sponsor of Laville Athletics. Whatever your future holds after high school, make sure you also think about your financial future. Opening an e-student checking account with First Source Bank is a great way to keep you connected to your personal finances as you start on your road to success. Bank the way you want, when you want, 24/7. Apply online at firstsource.com today, or come see us at locations in La Paz, Plymouth, Bremen, Walkerton, or South Bend.
First Source Bank. Member
We're back live in Bourbon, Indiana on the campus at Triton High School. This is Steve Cox along with Wayne Thomas on another spectacular night for high school football. Last Friday, Wayne and I toured West Central Indiana and all the corn. Hour and 45 minutes one way down tonight. Wayne, I picked you up and just a little shorter drive over. What's your impression tonight as far as tonight's ball game is concerned?
My impression is the conversation beforehand was a little shorter. That's that on that. Really looking forward to this. We had a lot of freshmen last week starting and making big plays. We had some real senior leadership stepping up when need be. So I'm looking forward to seeing how those components all meld together this week, create one cohesive unit.
I talked with Coach Ostrausser earlier in the week, and I asked him, what did you learn about your team last Friday against North Newton? And he said, you know, really what's happening is the Lancers are beginning to build a tradition to win instead of just competing. The idea of we just didn't show up just to go ahead and play a ball game. We're expecting to win. And I know they've got that attitude going on tonight. He said we want to work on the little things, footwork, angles. And he has this phrase, we need to play mindless and fast. Now, you and I do mindless quite well. I think what he told me about that is that we just have to respond with lots of reps and without having to think about what we're doing. And so he just says it comes with a lot of reps. They're going to go with Leighton Zarnecki tonight. And Coach Ostrausser really liked what he saw last week. He said Leighton played his role, didn't try to do things that he wasn't capable of doing. And if you remember correctly, they didn't have a shot clock. Or a timeout as far as the clock was concerned, as far as understanding how much time was left as far as play clock. And so he said he was very impressed that Leighton took and managed the clock that way. Triton, very skilled, running their system for 3 years. We're going to have our hands full tonight. So we're going to take another timeout, and we'll be back. Again, you're listening to Laville Football on LVH1.
Watching the film, and just like it is every week, you know, I've always said this, you either get better or you get worse as time goes, and if you think you're staying the same, you're getting worse. So we had to put our nose to the grindstone this week. Had a couple good days of practice, one that wasn't so good, but that's the nature of the beast. You got to find that consistent output daily and looking to get yourself better. So yeah, with the freshmen starting at quarterback, you know, and we had a couple other freshmen starting in some other positions and playing as well, and a lot of kids, that was their first varsity start, and to go up against a team that was bigger than you, probably faster than you, probably stronger in a lot of different areas. They had 2 preseason All-State kids on that team, and you know, that's something that you have to rise above, and in order to do that, when you're inexperienced, you have to pull together as a team, and I thought we did a real nice job of that. I think the preparation, when you see a lopsided score like that, you can get lost in a score, and I challenge kids not to do that. Let's not get lost in what they did. Let's control what we can control, and where do we have to get better in order to beat a team like that. And obviously, when you put 70 up on a team, you don't do that by accident. You're executing your game plan probably as close to flawless as possible. And you know, those guys have been under Coach Brown for, I believe, 3 seasons now, and they know his system and what he's brought there, and they've been in that, and they've grown. They started young, and they've matured. They have a ton of skilled guys, have a huge line. They play physical, they play fast. But what can we control? And that's what we tried to focus on this week. You know, basics of the game, some of the things that in our running plays, timing things up, our steps out of our stance. How can we play faster, a little more mindless, and a lot more consistent from play to play? And that's what we've really tried working hard on this week during practice. The game, we both have 48 minutes against one another tonight, and those types of opportunities are unique to our game, and we have to take full advantage of those opportunities. The first thing is we have to eliminate the penalties that we just basically trip over ourselves on, the legal procedures, the lining up in the neutral zones, those kind of things. Can't turn the ball over on special teams. You know, last week we did that twice, and our punt return units fumbled the ball and gave it to the you know, North Newton guys in very good field position for them, and luckily our defense answered the bell. But you know, we can't make those kind of mistakes, especially against a team that's capable of scoring like they are. I think offensively, you know, we have to control the line of scrimmage. Defensively, we need to control the line of scrimmage, and we have to contain their team speed. They have a quarterback in Snyder that throws the ball very, very good. He's got probably one of the strongest arms that we'll face all year. And, you know, he's not afraid to put it up, and he's got a couple of really good receivers that go get it for him. So, you know, and up in front this last week on film, their offensive line did a great job pass blocking, and their running back, Slusher, he rushed for over 200 yards. So anytime you have a running back that can do that, he's going to get your attention. You got to make sure that you can hold him in check as well. So they can sting you in a number of different ways offensively. Defensively, they're a lot more stout inside the tackles, so we're going to have to make sure that we really hone in our scheme running the football, because our running game does set up our passing game. And you know, we always have Coach Carver's always got a few tricks up his sleeve, so we'll see what he draws up tonight. You know, sometimes he gets going with things, and it gets kind of interesting. So we'll see what happens. I just look for a good spirited effort from both teams tonight. And
First West Bank is a proud sponsor of Laville Athletics. Whatever your future holds after high school, make sure you also think about your financial future. Opening an e-student checking account with First Source Bank is a great way to keep you connected to your personal finances as you start on your road to success. Bank the way you want, when you want, 24/7. Apply online at firstsource.com today, or come see us at locations in La Paz, Plymouth, Bremen, Walkerton, or South Bend.
First Source Bank. Member FDIC.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Indiana are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. This is
Welcome
what
back
matters.
to
This is beyond X's
Lancer
and
football
O's.
here on a Friday night. Again, we've talked about just a beautiful night for high school football. Triton, coached by Ron Brown. This is his third season. He's 5-17. Triton is the Trojans. They've won 2 sectional titles back-to-back in 2007 and 2008. Last year, the record was 2-9 overall. They were 1-7 in the HNAC. They lost to Southwood in the sectional semifinal, 39-20. Last week, they held South Newton to 0 points. And I talked again with Coach Ostrauser, and he said, listen, South Newton wasn't that strong of a team, but anytime you hang 70 on somebody, you're still doing some things. And so he likened where they're at right now. This is the third year they've been in this same program. And he says, Steve, I want to remind you that last year at halftime, we only led 19-11. And so Coach Ostrauser expecting that we're going to have our hands full tonight as far as Triton. They're big, very talented. But again, boy, I really like our team. We played hard last week. And just a lot of good kids. Evident as far as the scoring is concerned. A lot of people, when they said, what was the final score, 3-0, we went, what? You know, and they said, yeah. But we played tough, had to bend but not break. And, again, we're just looking forward. Tonight's going to be a lot better measuring stick as far as where we're at as far as the program is concerned. So tell me about the Lancers. What do you got going on as far as Laville football?
Yeah, like we said, it's still pretty impressive. They put up a shutout last week. It's not really the first time. Coach Ostrauser's had 11 of them since he got here. Last year they gave up 14.5 points on average, which is 30 best in Indiana. So they're holding up to where they were last year. Their defense is holding strong. Bend, don't break. Offense last year scored 40 points, like we'd said, all season last year. Now they're scoring 3 on average this season. So it's still pretty early. But they're being led out again tonight by Leighton Zarnecki, the freshman. Completed 40% of his passes last week, 69 yards. Didn't take a whole lot of attempts, but he really had a workhorse with Colby Watts. 15 carries and 40 yards. He really earned every one of them. Dakota Fig came out, got another 40 yards. Robbie Pope, the fullback, even came out for 22 yards with one big catch from Zarnecki. Andrew Dill, another freshman on the team, he had a catch, 47 yards.
Freshman to freshman, we noted that. Yeah, that was
and on top of that, he had an interception before that. So he chalked off a couple of them to start his Laville career. Riley Wagner was a big one on defense, 11 total tackles. Dakota Fig, another 10. Nathan Nichols-Peterson, got to mention him. He got an interception. We even have David King and Jacob Good stepping up as seniors also. So watch out for those guys tonight.
Triton, their quarterback is, get his first name here, James Snyder. Last week against South Newton, he threw for 188 yards, had 3 TDs. One of the running backs is number 34, Max Slusher. He had 202 yards on 16 carries last week against South Newton. And then their wide receiver was Ty Orson, number 9, 3 catches, 91 yards, 2 TDs. That's pretty impressive. 3 catches and 2 of them are touchdowns. So again, South Newton was not a, they were a weaker opponent. But we're looking forward tonight to a great ball game.
Yeah, they're really pushing for bigger things, and we're in a little bit of a transition. This could be a really fun game.
Both teams are, we've had the coin toss. They put 12 minutes up on the board, and we are just about ready for high school football.
Now, all of our fans at home, they're going to get a little bit more of a treat tonight. Right next to the student section, the cheerleaders were on ground level calling the game. So you'll get a little bit more of the audio to go with what it sounds like to be here.
This will be an interesting ball game tonight because the press box is basically full between all of the coaches. There's 2 radio stations here, actually 2 or 3, I don't know. And we got here. That's what happens when you get here last. And so we're down on the track, and we're going to call this game the best of our ability, but I think we'll be okay. And as long as it happens right here in front of the 20-yard line where we're parked, we'll have a really good spot of the ball.
Hey, no one else gets to sit on the field, so we're pretty lucky.
Good point. Dakota Fig is teeing it up for the Lancers. Ty Orson and Delano Schumpert are deep for Triton. Referee blows the whistle. Dakota Fig asking, and we are ready to play football. Kickoff down to Orson at the 10-yard line. Turns it out to the 20.
Looks like about the 33.
About the 33-yard line. Orson on the return. Triton will have it 1st and 10. Orson split out to the left. Ethan Berry split out to the right. Snyder's in the shotgun. Hands off to Max Slusser. Pick up to the 41-yard line. Riley Wagner in on the tackle.
Yeah, last week, as you can guess by the score, neither team was really passing the ball a lot. Our defensive line has really gotten a lot of practice on how to shut down that run.
Snyder again in the shotgun. He's got everybody all spread out. Slusser in the backfield all by himself. Barry goes in motion. 2nd down and 2. Fake to Slusser. Oh! Pass intended for Delano Schumpert. Batted up in the air, almost intercepted.
Dakota Fig was all over it.
So now we're going to go 3rd and 2. Ball was tipped up into the air, almost possibility to pick it off. Ball's at the 41-yard line. 3rd and 2. Again, Snyder working in the shotgun. Hands off to Slusser, sticks his head in the middle of the pile. Braxton Sauer in on the tackle. Slusser's going to go up to the 45-yard line. Pick up a 4 on the play. That'll be enough for a Triton 1st down.
Yeah, I was listening to a good friend of mine earlier say during his senior game, his last game at home, there was a little bit of a tip play in the end zone, ended up resulting in a touchdown. They were playing a shutout up to that point.
We won't talk about that. All right, 1st and 10. Snyder again working in the shotgun. 2 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right. Steps back, fake.
Not able to bring it down.
Did a little hitch and go. Cornerback, he come up and bit on it. Overthrew him just a little bit. 2nd down and 10, ball's at the 45-yard line. Snyder comes up, 3 receivers wide to the left, 1 right to the right. Bryce Coppice is in the, now that's Slusser again in the backfield. Handoff, right up the middle. Hit hard by Dakota Fig. Ball down to the 46-yard line. Pickup of 9 on the play. 3rd down and 1. Boy, that was a collision. Wow. Slusser.
Now, sometimes I wish I had been able to play football, and then I see that. And I think I'm all right not knowing how to
He's
play.
5'8", 180. And he runs into Dakota Fig. And he's just, a pile of steel as well. Snyder on the keeper, straight up the middle. Snyder on the quarterback draw. Ball is going to go up to the 41-yard line. First and 10. Triton with the opening drive. 9:52 left here in the first period. Snyder again in the shotgun. We've got 2 receivers on the left and 2 on the right. Comes back to throw. Pass is complete to Ty Orson. Pickup of 6 on the play. Ball is at the 35-yard line. Second down and 4. Triton moving the ball, combination of mixing it up as far as the run. Got everybody really spread out. Again, 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Slusser in the backfield by himself. Going to run the option. Almost fumbles. Lancers come up and see that one, spell that one out pretty soon. Jimmy Fisher in on the tackle. Pick up a yard. Ball's down at the 34. Third down and 3. 8:34 left to go here in the first period. Triton takes the opening drive and has now pushed it down to the Lancer 35-yard line. Snyder again drops back. Pass is complete to Drew Stichter. Ball will be on the 28-yard line, 6-yard pickup. That'll be another Triton first down, 1st and 10 Trojans. And again, they put 70 on South Newton last week, and so they're just moving the ball right down the field. Slusser on the handoff, right up the middle. Russell Gentner on the tackle. Ball will be on the 24-yard line. Pickup of 4 on the play. Second down and 6. Triton taking very good care as far as the ball is concerned. Last week against North Newton, they put it on the ground 4 times in the first half. Snyder on the handoff, immediately dropped by David King. Met him at the point where Snyder handed off. No gain on the play. Third down and 6. Clock keeps running. Now 7 minutes left to go in the first period. Lancers need a stop here. Again, Snyder on the keeper. Quarterback draw up the middle, runs into a pile of Lancers. Pickup of 3 on the play. Be 4th down and 3. Ball will be on the Lancer 21-yard line.
It looks like early in the game, they're thinking about going for it on 4th down.
I think they are. Crucial play here early in the ball game. 6:12 left to go. Triton eating up almost 6 minutes on this drive. Same thing. Snyder's going to go up the gut. Gets loose. We had him initially at the point of contact. Had we wrapped him up, we would have held. Snyder's a 6'1", 185-pound quarterback, so he's not going to come down easy. So the ball's going to be on the Lancer 16-yard line. 1st and 10, Triton. Triton doing a good job of mixing it up. Run, quarterback, draw, throw the ball a little bit. Hard to really key in on anything. The Lancers are going to take a timeout. You're listening to Laville football on LVH1. We'll be back after this break.
First West Bank is a proud sponsor of Laville Athletics. Whatever your future holds after high school, make sure you also think about your financial future. Opening an e-student checking account with First West Bank is a great way to keep you connected to your personal finances as you start on your road to success. Bank the way you want, when you want, 24/7. Apply online at firstsource.com today, or come see us at locations in La Paz, Plymouth, Bremen, Walkerton, or South Bend.
First Source Bank. Member FDIC.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Indiana are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
5:42 left to go in the first period. Lancers call timeout, try to regroup a little bit. 1st and 10, Triton ball on the 16-yard line. Snyder, little inside screen. And that's going to be a Triton pass complete to Delano Schumpert for 16 yards and a Triton touchdown.
That was a nice little bubble play they ran. Brought it all the way back across the field.
Had everybody going to the left. Once you cut back across the grain, especially if you've got any speed, which it looks like Schumpert does. Triton with a swinging gate. Brandon Linker attempting the extra point. Kick is up. And it is good. So with 5:34 left to go in the first period, Triton draws first blood. Trojans 7, Lancers 0. You're listening to Laville football on LVH1.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Indiana. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Looks like
back at Bernie Watkins Pavilion here on the campus at Triton High School. Brandon Linker will kick off for the Trojans. Colby Watts is in the middle deep for the Lancers. Aiden Doyle and Dakota Fig are deep for the Lancers. Linker's kick. Watts picks it up at about the 15.
Oh.
And he breaks it. And he might tie this ball game up. This is a foot race. I don't see any yellow flags anywhere.
I see two hands in the air.
And just like that, Colby Watts up the middle, breaks to the left. And it is 7-6, and we're on the Triton side, and they immediately went silent on the Triton sideline over here. I guess that's, if you want to get back in the ball game, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, and he was a workhorse last week, like we'd already said. He put up some yards, and now he's putting some up on special teams. He's only a sophomore. He's got a couple more years of this. He's just now getting started.
Dakota Fig will line up for the extra point. Kick is up. Plenty long. right down the middle, and just like that, 14 seconds later, we are tied 7-7.
The defense could have taken a little bit more of a rest, I'm sure, but
we're going to keep it right here. Again, the Lancers, that's the coach. If you want to tie it up, that's the way to do it. Just and Watts, once he really broke, nice speed. Nobody was really able to really chase him down. So we don't get a chance to see the Lancer offense in action because Colby Watts takes care of that, and I'm sure Coach Ostrauser is all right with that. Yeah. Orson and Schumpert will be deep for Triton.
That's Dakota Fig first will for a young team.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Dakota Fig will kick off for the Lancers. 5:20. Because we're down on the sideline, normally we would have a ticker to keep the time for you, but we're about 30 yards from the press box, so we don't have a cord long enough to. So we'll try to keep you updated as far as the time is concerned. Fig kicking off. Ball game tied 7-7. And that's going to be a short little pooch kick. Drew Stichter will take it. Taken down by James Betcher. Ball will be on the 36-yard line. 1st and 10, Triton. Just as quickly as they had the momentum, it went away.
And it only took us a few seconds to score a touchdown. We tried that for 48 minutes last week.
Good point. Snyder is in the shotgun. Looks like that's where he's going to work from most of the night. Barry and Schlusser in the backfield. Hand off to Schlusser off the left side. Tackle by David King. It's like a pickup of 3 on the play. Ball will be at the 39-yard line. 2nd down and 7. David King coming up with a good solid hit. King playing on the right end. Triton sends 3 receivers out wide. Barry comes back, decides to join Schlusser in the backfield. 2nd down and 7. Snyder drops back, doesn't find anybody. Comes up, a little juke.
You could see King followed him all the way through. He was watching that one from the very beginning.
Corbin Brown comes up with the hit.
Yeah, that's what a senior really brings to the table as far as the defense goes. Where a lot of the lower-classmen may have jumped on that play initially, David King stood right back up and just watched the whole time.
Did a nice job. Ball will be at the 44-yard line. 3rd down and 2. Again, Snyder working from the shotgun. Same formation as last time. Again, the little quick. That quarterback draw. Snyder just kind of drops back and kind of looks to see what's going to open up. Just right off the left side. Again, he's 6'1", 185 pounds. And once he gets a little momentum going, he's hard to bring down. So the ball will be down to the Lancer 38-yard line. 1st and 10, Triton. 3:34 left to go in the first period. Triton again on the move. Snyder drops back. No one there. Flush from the pocket. Throws on the run in the end zone, and he is going to connect with Delano Schumpert. 38 yards and a touchdown. Schumpert got in the back of the end zone. Snyder, that was 38 yards. He was in the back of the end zone. That's where the line of scrimmage was. My gosh, that ball was 45 yards in the air. Put it up there.
Yeah, I was watching these guys during practice earlier, and they can really gun it out.
Strong arm. Brandon Lenker will attempt the extra point. Blanker. Ball just scoots just inside the right upright. And just like that, Triton comes back and answers. Trojans now lead 14-7. 3:14 left to go here in the first period. You're listening to Laville football and LVH1. Now this timeout.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Back to Bourbon, Indiana, where we find the ball game is Triton 14. Triton just scores. Snyder to Delano Schumpert on a 38-yard pass completion. So 3:14 left to go. Trojans now lead 14-7.
There are 10 guys watching Colby Watts right now.
Yeah. Lanker will kick off for the Trojans. Watts again deep. A kick away from him. Ball is picked up by Aiden Doyle. Ball will be at the 30-yard line. Lancers will take over 1st and 10. We'll get our first look at the Lancer offense tonight. Again, Leighton Zarnecki will be under center for the Lancers. Coach Ostrauser was impressed about how he managed the game last week. Said he really just did what we needed him to do.
Yeah, Leighton comes out with that number 4 jersey. For most football fans, it's a pretty big number. That's some Favre guy that played for a while.
Yeah.
Here in Laville, that's Adam Stankian. That's who Zarnecki's replacing. Those are big shoes.
Robbie Pope on the carry for the Lancers. 2 tough yards. Ball will be on the 32-yard line. 2nd down and 8. Clock running with 2:41 left to go here in the first period. Zarnecki in the shotgun. And he's going to do the same thing. Little keeper is going to go up to the right around the 35-yard line. Pick up a 3 on the play. Be 3rd down and 5. That is correct. Again, I thought we had Leighton out there. That is Braxton Sauer that's under quarterback. Back in the shotgun. Again on the carry. Tackle by Ty Orson. Pickup of 1 on the play. Ball's at the 37-yard line. Be 4th down and 3. Lancers are in punt formation. David King with the punt. Ball is going to roll dead at the 20-yard line.
You couldn't ask for a better roll.
And that was a nice roll right down there. Initially, it's kind of coming right at us. Didn't know if it was going to go out of bounds up around the 40, but it had a nice hop. Kind of kept on down. So the Lancers on their first possession. Again, you're right. I thought Zarnecki was going to be out there. Again, it's kind of hard. We're down on the ground level here.
But
that's why you have a good. That's why you got a good wingman here.
It's good to see Braxton Sauer out there running the ball a couple times. He tweaked his ankle a couple weeks ago. So
Snyder in the shotgun. First and 10 Trojans, ball at their own 20-yard line. And there is a whistle. Flag on the play. Illegal procedure against the Trojans. We'll back it up 5 yards. Ball will be at the 15-yard line. First and 15.
And as much as we sing the praises of Zarnecki, Sauer's just a little bit bigger of a boy.
Sure.
He's going to be hard to bring down.
Right. And if we're going to choose to run a couple of those, again, like Snyder's done as far as those little quarterback draws, Braxton, just a bigger boy, would be a little bit more difficult to bring down. Hand off to Slusser, and he is met immediately by Russell Gentner. Ball will be at the 15-yard line. No gain on the play. Second down and 15. 41 seconds left to go here in the first period. It's kind of easy to call the ball game because it's right here in front of us. It's now going to go to the other end, where we're going to have to rely more on the monitor for the call.
Yeah, we've got front row seat for this.
Snyder on the option, keeps it. Makes his way up to maybe the 17-yard line. Going to go third and still 13. Clock's going to wind down, and that's going to be the end of the first period. Your score, the Triton Trojans 14, the Laville Lancers 7. You're listening to Laville football on LVH1. Now this timeout.
First West Bank is a proud sponsor of Laville Athletics. Whatever your future holds after high school, make sure you also think about your financial future. Opening an e-student checking account with First Source Bank is a great way to keep you connected to your personal finances as you start on your road to success. Bank the way you want, when you want, 24/7. Apply online at firstsource.com today, or come see us at locations in La Paz, Plymouth, Bremen, Walkerton, or South Bend.
First Source Bank. Member.
We are back live at Triton High School. Other Hoosier North Athletic Conference games going on tonight. Caston is at North Judson. Culver is traveling to South Central. Knox is at West Central. Pioneer is at Winnemac. Last week, Culver defeated North Judson 12-0, and Knox beat Winnemac 41-12. And that was, again, I've heard Knox has got a really good team this year to put 41-12 on Winnemac. So Culver and Knox sit atop the HNAC as far as just after week number 1 is concerned. All right, we are now ball on the 15-yard line. 3rd and 15.
And our front row seats are now gone.
Our front row seats went away. Snyder in the shotgun. Drops back to pass. Throws the ball down. Oh! Pass is intended for Ethan Berry.
Andrew Dill, the freshman with a pick last week, was all over it again.
Almost had that. And so the Lancers forced Triton into a 3-and-out. And they will have to punt. Dakota Fig will drop deep for Laville. We should end up with some pretty decent field position after this punt. Slusser has dropped back deep to punt. Got to kind of keep an eye on him, too. By the time he takes it and tucks it down and runs with it. He's going to punt, end over end, right to Fig. Couldn't ask for a better way to hit it. Dakota on the return. Tackle by Hunter Baker. Ball will be down at the Triton 42-yard line where the Lancers will take over. 1st and 10. I'll see if I can get it right as far as the quarterback is concerned this time. Now we have Zarnecki in there. Layton under center. Lancers in a full house backfield. Zarnecki fumbles the snap, and he almost didn't get it. Fell down real awkward.
Good composure.
In getting the ball. End of the first quarter. Stats, Triton has rushing yards of 61 yards, and they had 66 passing yards, so a very balanced attack for the Trojans in the first period. Lancers didn't have a lot of offense. We were returned to kickoff for a touchdown, then we went 3 and out. Hopefully we can put something together here. Again, Zarnecki drops back to pass. Pass is complete to Robbie Pope. Taken down immediately. Ty Orson on the tackle. No gain on the play. 3rd down and 11. Ball is at the Triton 43-yard line. Rolls Zarnecki out to the right, kind of the pocket moving with him to give him a little more time to throw. Pope was immediately dropped upon the completion. Colby Watts on the carry. It's a nice cutback.
And I think he moved the sticks.
Tackle by Cameron Scarberry. Referees are looking at it. Referees timeout. We're going to bring the chains out and take a look at it. Again, Watts last week he just runs hard. Runs north and south, runs hard, puts his head down in there, not afraid of the contact.
Yeah, he touched the ball 15 times last week.
Right. So we're going to zoom in, and that's about 6 inches is what we need here. Actually a 10-yard run for Watts. Ball's on the Triton 33-yard line. Zarnecki comes in with the play. 4th and about 6 inches to go. We're at 10 minutes, 10 seconds. Clock running here early in the second period. Lancers with a crucial 4th down attempt.
Going with a full house formation now.
Zarnecki hands off to Riley Wagner, who just sticks his head in there. And he has enough for the Lancer 1st down. Ball will be at the 30-yard line. That'll be a 3-yard pickup. Good push off the line of scrimmage that time. Just handed it to Wagner. Nice push as far as the left side of the offensive line was concerned. So the Lancers keep the sticks moving. 1st and 10, ball at the 30-yard line. 9:36 here to go in the second period. Watts on the outside does a little cutback. And again gets to the corner. And Colby Watts is in for a touchdown. Colby Watts, 30 yards for the touchdown.
Welcome to the Colby Watts show, huh?
And just like that on the replay, you see how Watts gets around to the corner. And the last 2 yards, he just dives in. Referee was right there, signals the touchdown. Dakota Fig will set up for the extra point. There's a snap, the set. Kind of a squib little kick, but it makes it through. So Dakota Fig ties up the ball game 14-14. So we're going to take another 30-second timeout. Again, you're listening to Lancer Football on LVH1.
A crisp October evening. A stadium filled with fans. A pass-through. A journey completed. State of euphoria? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
Hey Lancer fans, advertising spots are available today with LVH1.
We're back live on the campus at Triton High School, where it appears to be a shootout here tonight. Lancers come back and answer. Tie at the ball game 14-14. Dakota Fig with the kickoff. Drives the ball straight out of bounds. Ball goes out at about the 40-yard line. Flag comes out.
Dakota Fig's yelling at himself a little
Yeah.
bit now. That was not his best kick.
It happens. You like to think you could do everything perfect, but so Triton, I think you get the option here. You either can accept the penalty or you can make the Lancers kick off again. We'll see what they... So the Trojans elect to take the ball at their own 35-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10.
Last week I took a little bit of heat. I called it a chess match. They said not to do that this week. I think we have a boxing match.
A boxing match?
Yeah.
Triton with the ball on the 35-yard line. 1st and 10. Snyder in the shotgun. Handoff to Slusser, and again, he just meets the middle of the Lancer defense. Zach Atkinson on the bottom of the pile. You could hear somebody from across the way going, "Way to go, Zach!" Sounded like a dad up there. Loss of 1 on the play. Ball will be at the 34-yard line. 2nd down and 11. Just a little under 9 minutes left to go here on the second period.
Yeah, Zach's a really good kid. It's nice to see him stepping in the middle of that defensive line, really start to shove himself around, grow as a leader.
He and Gentner are just in the middle in there. Again, Snyder runs the option. And Snyder.
Dakota Fig making up for that kick. Pulled him down.
Slusser comes up and is on the run, and Snyder just got leveled. As soon as he pitched the ball, he just got immediately hit. And you go back into the huddle and you think about running that play again and go, that hurt. I'm not so sure I like to run that play.
What's plan B?
So loss of 1 on the play, 3rd down and 12. Clock still running, 8 minutes left to go here in the second period. Ball game's tied, Lancers 14, Triton 14. Snyder in the shotgun, drops back, over the middle, wide open. Pass is complete to Drew Stichter. Ball will be right at the 50-yard line on the replay. 17 yards on the completion. Riley Wagner on the tackle for the Lancers. Triton dodges a bullet on the 3rd and 13. 7:39 left to go, second period. Snyder on the handoff. Slusser up the middle. Tackle again by Zach Atkinson. Gain of 7 on the play. Ball will be at the Lancer 43-yard line. 2nd down and 3.
Zach Atkins just went for a breather. He brought out Jed Rock.
Lancer defense has been on the field for quite a while tonight. Second down 3.
And Jed Rock in on that very first play on the field.
Tried to do a little crossing play, a little counter. Ethan Berry on the carry. See on the replay, Berry takes a step to the right. Rock and David King were not fooled. Loss on the play back to the 49-yard line. Be third down and 9.
He was stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah,
Huh?
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. It was just a matter of time, folks. Snyder on the keeper. Again, he just gets the ball, kind of just looks and sees what's open. We had an opportunity. Who missed him? Aiden Doyle had an opportunity, but again, Snyder's a pretty big kid. Fourth down and 5. Ball's at the Triton 45-yard line. Trojans are going to opt to go ahead and punt. Again, you got Slusher back there, and you got to be real careful. He just doesn't take and put that ball down. That's what we're going to do. Ty Orson on the carry.
That's exactly how they drew that one up.
Ball be down to the 24-yard line. Dakota Fig, snap to the up man. Pickup of 21 yards on the play. So they move the chains down. 1st and 10, Triton. Ball's at the 24-yard line. 5:17 left to go here in the second period. Twice the Lancers now have had Triton in 3rd and long, and both times Triton has been able to capitalize. Snyder's pass complete to Delano Schumpert. He faked to Schlusser going into the middle. Little flare pass out to Schumpert, and he is fast. And once he got the ball, he was off to the races. Schumpert with his 3rd touchdown catch of the night. Brandon Lenker will attempt the extra point.
They went for 2 points there.
Ended up going for 2. Extra point attempt is good. So, with 4:58 left to go in the second period, the Trojans expand their lead 22-14. We're going to take a timeout. You're listening to Lancer Football on LVH1.
First West Bank is a proud sponsor of Laville Athletics. Whatever your future holds after high school, make sure you also think about your financial future. Opening an e-student checking account with First Source Bank is a great way to keep you connected to your personal finances as you start on your road to success. Bank the way you want, when you want, 24/7. Apply online at firstsource.com today, or come see us at locations in La Paz, Plymouth, Bremen, Walkerton, or South Bend.
First Source Bank. Member FDIC.
I'm Sada Dixon, updating the First Source Bank scoreboard. In the first quarter, we have New Prairie with 13-0 versus South Bend Clay. And in the second quarter, we have Riley with 14-0 versus Bremen. Back to you guys.
All right, we're here. Lenker getting ready to kick off. And both teams are going back to their respective sidelines. Not quite sure what's going on here.
Yeah, we've really, these two teams really matched each other, push for shove. It seems like Triton kind of raised the ball a little bit there, said try to do this now. Went for the 2-point conversion, put a lot of weight on her shoulders. See how we might meet up against that.
Yeah, again, we had Triton twice in a 3rd and long and were unable to hold them.
Little trick punt play in there.
So we have Colby Watts deep for the Lancers. Dakota Fig and Aiden Doyle. are back as well. Lenker will kick off for Triton. 4:58 here to go in the second period. Triton leads 22-14.
As loud as Triton is, our bleachers are making a little bit of noise tonight too.
And again, ball's on the ground. Aiden Doyle comes up. Ball hit him on the chest. And again, it was short. He wasn't expecting it to go. He was a lot deeper. Ball hits him. He rolls forward. Fortunately, he's able to drop on the ball. Kind of a scrum at the end right there. Referee signals Lancer ball. Ball will be at the 36-yard line. 1st and 10 Lancers. Leighton Zarnecki brings up the boys. Full house backfield. Handoff to Colby Watts. Cuts back. And this time he's not able to get outside. Watts on the carry. Pickup of about a yard. 2nd and 9. Ball will be at the Lancer 38-yard line. 4:24 on the clock moving here in the second period. Zarnecki takes the snap. Fakes. Andrew Dill on the counter play. Ball's at the Lancer 46-yard line. Orson on the tackle for Triton. Pickup of 8 on the play. 3rd down and 1.
Football is in the genes for Andrew Dill. His dad played at Laville and actually lettered in football just a few years ago.
Has that little counter play that they ran so effectively last year. Good for 8 yards on the play. 3rd down and 1. Lancers really need to convert here, need to keep this drive moving. And I don't know. Robbie Pope runs right into Andrew Parker. Andrew Parker, 6 feet, 200 pounds. And he didn't go anywhere. So we got 4th and probably a couple feet maybe. Coach Ostrauser trying to figure out what we're going to do here. 3 minutes left to go in the second period. Braxton Sauer comes in with the play.
Braxton Sauer's coming in for the play. We're going to have both quarterbacks out there.
Both quarterbacks are in. 6 seconds left to go on the play clock. Watts off tackle. And I think what they did is they brought Sauer in to lead the play. The fullback, you notice you watch Sauer. And Colby Watts is just going to run right behind him. Jacob Good with a good block as well.
I want to draft Colby Watts, my fantasy football team this year.
Tackle by Schlusser. Moves the chains to Triton 44-yard line. Be 1st and 10 Lancers. 2:26 left to go here in the second period. Now it gets into a little bit of clock management as well. Watts trying to get around the corner and nothing doing. Ty Orson blew that play up immediately. Watts with the straight arm tries to get around. Loss of 5 on the play, loss of 7 on the play. 2nd down and 17, clock still ticking, 1:50 left to go in the second period. Lancers would like to get down and get a score. At this point in time, though, you don't want to do anything foolish either and end up turning the ball over, throw an interception, let them run something back. IN.US and join LVH1, the voice of Lancer Nation today.
Hey, while you're watching, go ahead and hit subscribe. Let us know during halftime, too, where you're watching us from. Leave a comment and say what you're doing out there.
We're having some technical difficulties. and we apologize for those. We are back on air. We're back online. Thank you, Matt. Minute 27 left to go. Lancers are in a tricky situation. 2nd down and 22. Fig and Jacob Good are deep. Try to throw a little screen pass. Dakota Fig with the completion. Orson on the tackle. Loss of a yard on the play. 3rd down and 23. Ball now beyond the Lancer 43-yard line. Under a minute to go here in the 2nd period. Triton might get the ball back, so I'm assuming we're just going to run one into the middle here. Try not to turn the ball over. Fig on the counter. Tackle by Billy Smith, and indeed that's what Triton does. Triton calls a timeout. We're going to take a timeout as well. You're listening to Lancer Football on LVH1.
Hey Lancer fans, advertising spots are available today with LVH1. Advertising with LVH1 at Laville Junior Senior High School gives you business publicity with high school parents, fans, and families throughout the state of Indiana and beyond.
Advertisements can be provided by your business or made in-house by our mass media class at the high school.
All the funding goes directly to the student program and will help us gain hands-on experience in the broadcasting, video editing, and marketing fields.
If you're interested in advertising during athletic events throughout the year, please contact the broadcasting program at broadcasting@unorth.k12.in.us or call us at 574-784-3151.
Advertise today with LVH1, the voice of Lancer Nation.
First Source Bank is proud to support Laville Athletics. Visit a branch today or online at firstsource.com to learn about our e-student checking account, member of FDIC. The Lancers will punt. Ty Orson has the fair catch.
And the hang time on that punt. Got some air underneath it.
So 29 seconds left to go here in the 2nd period. Triton will have the ball on their own 27-yard line, 1st and 10. And again, the Lancers have just got to be careful they don't get Burt Wong here. We've already seen Snyder can throw the ball deep.
And Triton has been aggressive.
It's in the shotgun. Hands off to Slusser up the middle. Not quite sure about the play, and looks like Triton's just going to let the clock run out. Interesting.
Not sure why they would call for the timeout.
Yeah, they call timeout. Looks like they probably just want to throw one down the field. Instead, they run Slusser into the middle. And that's the end of the first half. Triton 22, your Lancers 14. You're listening to Lancer Football on LVH1. We're going to cut away for this halftime, and we'll be back at Bernie Watkins Pavilion here on the campus of Triton High School in Bourbon, Indiana.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
First Source Bank is a proud sponsor of Laville Athletics. Whatever your future holds after high school, make sure you also think about your financial future. Opening an e-student checking account with First Source Bank is a great way to keep you connected to your personal finances as you start on your road to success. Bank the way you want, when you want, 24/7. Apply online at firstsource.com today or come see us at locations in La Paz, Plymouth, Bremen, Walkerton, or South Bend.
First Source Bank. Member FDIC.
Brianna Kinsey, Olivia Lamb, Ilea Limler, Audrey Marshall, Michaela Rodriguez, Chloe Smith, and McKenna Simcow. The Upper League cheerleaders are coached by Amanda Bradley, and assistant coach is Carrie Metler. Those cheerleaders are Chloe Bradley, Rena Dixon, Savannah Ellers, Amaya Finks, Lola Irwin, Janika Kemp, Cody Kowalski, Jasmine Limler, Jezreel Limler, Janine McNeil, and McKenna Phelan. Now let's introduce the lower league Triton junior football team.
I'm back updating the First Source Bank scoreboard. For the first quarter, we have New Prairie with still 20 points against South Bend Clay, and second quarter with Riley with 14 points versus Bremen with 0. Back to you guys.
Number 29, Wyatt Davis. Number 7, Ryland Davis.
Thanks a lot, Sana Dixon from the LVH1 production booth. I'm Matt Florian. LVH1 Broadcasting is exclusively brought to you by the Union North United School Corporation, First Source Bank of La Paz, Indiana, and our viewers. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's time for our weekly Commissioner's Corner featuring the IHSAA Commissioner, Bobby Cox.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly update from the IHSAA Commissioner himself, Bobby Cox. Now for the inside scoop on what's happening day to day with the IHSAA. Here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Bobby Cox.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bob Lovell. Time for our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Bobby Cox. Bobby, we're 1 week into football. A lot going on, obviously, Friday nights around the state, but some big things in the IHSAA office, some announcements. Number one, softball moving to Purdue University. The softball and baseball has been realigned. Those are two big topics that were just recently announced. Take me through the process of having the softball tournament relocate to West Lafayette and Purdue University.
Well, Bob, we're excited to take our state championships in softball to Bittinger Field at Purdue University. We have been at Ben Davis for the last 12 years, and Ben Davis High School and their administration did a wonderful job of hosting that tournament over those many years. But quite honestly, the softball tournament's grown to a place where we need a larger venue. And before when we went to Ben Davis back in the day, there were not great college venues in our state, and now there are. And we had conversations with Purdue and Indiana University about hosting our softball tournament, and the executive committee's made the determination to take this to Purdue, and just a tremendous facility up at Purdue, pretty much brand new, built in 2015. And permanent seating for 1,000 can be expanded to over 2,000, and tremendous venue and amenities, both for media and fans, and we're really excited about it. It does a couple things for us. We now have state championships in each of our 4 major state universities. We have now at Purdue with softball, Indiana has track and field, Indiana State University has cross country, and Ball State has gymnastics and volleyball. And I'd be remiss if I didn't speak that IUPUI hosts the soccer tournament. So I think the board's tried to spread that wealth a little bit and reach out to all of our partners in the state. And this is a great day for softball. Yesterday when they approved this, this takes the final team sport that was still contested at a high school now in a collegiate or professional venue. And we always attempt to try to have our contest in the best venues in the state, and this is another opportunity to do that. So we're excited about softball, and we're looking forward to going to Purdue next spring.
Speaking of softball, realignment, softball, baseball, a little different than realignment for other sports. Am I correct?
It is correct, Bob. We have historically realigned all our team sports in the month of March and presented that to the executive committee for their approval at the March meeting. The problem with that is that baseball and softball have not concluded their seasons. And while that didn't used to be a problem, now that we have the success factor and there's an opportunity for schools to change classifications after the tournament, then it makes more sense to realign the tournament after the tournament so that we can have the schools in the proper sectional alignment, and then the schools then have the opportunity to recommend a host site for those sectionals. So this is the first year we've done that, and we've received really positive feedback from our membership with respect to realigning this after the baseball and softball seasons, and the committee approved those realignments, and so now we will reach out to our members and provide them an opportunity to suggest the host for each of those 64 sectionals.
He's the commissioner of the IHSA, Bobby Cox, our weekly conversation about all things relative to high school sports in our state. Coming up Friday, we know it's week 2 of the high school football season. Inside Out Coaching Initiative, a cooperative effort between the IHSAA and a great number of other entities, including the Indianapolis Colts. I know you're excited about this situation.
I'm very much excited about it, Bob. This is an opportunity for us to change and transform coaching of education-based athletics in our state. The Inside Out Initiative is based upon a book written by Joe Ehrman, former Baltimore Colt, and Jody Redmond, who is the executive director of the Inside Out Initiative. And we will have over 200 educators at Lucas Oil Stadium on Friday as an invitation-only opportunity to talk about coaching and to talk about the transformational nature of coaching and how our adults can positively affect young people in our state. And this is jointly produced by the Indianapolis Colts, sponsored by the NFL Foundation, the IHSAA Foundation, and the IHSA. So we are excited about this. This is going to be the start of something really special in the state of Indiana, where we truly reach out to the adults that are working with our young people and really create some intentional and purposeful conversation about how we coach young people and what we're trying to achieve.
He's the commissioner of the IHSA, Bobby Cox. Bobby, it's always great to talk to you. Thanks so much for the time. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Bob. You too.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
First Source Bank is a proud sponsor of Laville Athletics. Whatever your future holds after high school, make sure you also think about your financial future. Opening an e-student checking account with First Source Bank is a great way to keep you connected to your personal finances as you start on your road to success. Bank the way you want, when you want, 24/7. Apply online at firstsource.com today, or come see us at locations in La Paz, Plymouth, Bremen, Walkerton, or South Bend.
First Source Bank. Member FDIC.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Indiana are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Indiana. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
First Source Bank is a proud sponsor of Laville Athletics. Whatever your future holds after high school, make sure you also think about your financial future. Opening an e-student checking account with First Source Bank is a great way to keep you connected to your personal finances as you start on your road to success. Bank the way you want, when you want, 24/7. Apply online at firstsource.com today, or come see us at locations in La Paz, Plymouth, Freeman, Walkerton, or South Bend.
First Source Bank. Member FDIC.
A crisp October evening. A stadium filled with fans. A pass throw. A journey completed. State of euphoria? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
Hey Lancer fans, advertising spots are available today with LVH1. Advertising with LVH1 at Laville Junior Senior High School gives your business publicity with high school parents, fans, and families throughout the state of Indiana and beyond.
Advertisements can be provided by your business or made in-house by our mass media class at the high school.
All the funding goes directly to the student program and will help us gain hands-on experience in the broadcasting, video editing, and marketing fields.
If you are interested in advertising during athletic events throughout the year, please contact the broadcasting program at broadcasting@unorth.k12.in.us or call us at 574-784-3151.
Advertise today with LVH1, the voice of Lancer Nation.
I'm Sana Dixon, back with the update on the First Source Bank scoreboard. We have New Prairie in the lead 26-0 versus South Bend Clay, and Pioneer 14-0 versus Winnemac, Riley 14-0 versus Bremen, and North Judson with 16 versus Caston with 0. Back to you guys.
Yo, who's that dude?
Welcome back. 2:30 left to go in the halftime. Here on, again, just another beautiful night for high school football. Steve Cox along with Wayne Thomas. Some first half stats, but before I give those, Wayne, just again, no impressions, maybe just your thoughts. And even then, I'm a little nervous about that as far as the first half is concerned tonight.
Yeah, I try not to think very often. No, I've been really impressed so far with some of the younger guys. Kobe Watt's really just been tearing it up. We're going to get the ball to open up this second half. I would expect that he's going to get the ball a few more times. Other than that, we've been alternating in. We had Braxton Sauer come out a little bit at quarterback, then come out as a pseudo fullback maybe. So interested to see how they combine all those different elements.
Lancers had, the ball game was 14-14, and twice they had Triton in 3rd and long. The first time the Trojans complete pass play over the middle. Second time they dropped back to punt and snapped the ball to the up man and came down. And then after that, then it's been the Delano Schumpert show here in the first half. 3 different touchdown receptions, and once he gets the ball, he is off to the races. He's a fast young man. Also, James Snyder with a cannon of an arm. I think the first touchdown to Delano was from the 38-yard line. Schumpert was in the back of the end zone, so add another 10 onto that, and Snyder was deep, so easily the ball 45 to 50 yards in the air, and he was somewhat on the run underneath a little bit of pressure. And so, again, that's where we're at. Lancers, I think everybody was kind of questioning last week after 3-0 win. What were we going to do as far as coming out and score tonight? And again, Watts runs back the kickoff. Triton came down, scored, went ahead 7-0. Then Colby runs back. And then Watts gets around. It's 14-7 again. We answer immediately on a 30-yard scamper around the right end. First half stats. My good buddy Scott Shear is at home. We wish him well. Talk with him today. He's getting stronger, hoping he's going to be back with us on the sidelines. Lancers in the first half had 2 first downs, no passing yards, and 55 yards in rushing. For Triton, Triton had 10 first downs with 90 passing yards and 65 rushing yards. Again, the score at halftime is Triton 22 and your Lancers 14. First Source Bank is known for being far more helpful than big, impersonal banks. Their service has been rated best in the Midwest 2 years in a row. Don't settle for less. Switch today and partner with First Source Bank. Proud supporter of Laville Athletics, member FDIC. The Indiana High School Athletic Association supports positive interactions at all athletic events throughout the year. Let the players play, let the coaches coach, let the officials officiate, let the spectators be positive. So the teams are back on the field. They put 3 minutes up to give them an opportunity to go out and stretch a little bit. So what do you think Coach Ostrauser was talking about in the locker room at halftime, Wayne?
You know, he was telling me earlier that Coach Carver has really come up with some creative offensive plays. I think he's going to tell them we're going to have to get our receivers out there a little bit more. No receptions in the first half is not a good sign. No matter how good your running backs are, your wide receivers have to get out there. They have to catch some balls. They're going to have to throw a little bit more than they may be comfortable with at this point. It's still a close game. They're only down by 8. That's one possession. These things can turn to hurry, and they're going to get that ball back. So let's see where they go.
Again, Triton mixed it up well in the first half with 90 yards passing, 65 yards rushing. So the Lancers not really able to key in on one particular aspect of that. I don't think, do we have any penalties at all? I don't think we had any penalties. Triton had one illegal procedure. We had the one where Dakota kicked it straight out of bounds, and that's on the kickoff. And he was kind of slapping his head as he walked off the field.
He yelled at himself more than Coach did, I'm sure.
He did. So the Lancers are going to get the ball back. Watts, Doyle, and Fig are deep. Brandon Lenker will kick off for Triton. He tees up the ball. Again, the score is Triton 22, your Lancers 14. And you hate to get cliche about the whole thing, but this is pretty crucial that we just don't come out and go 3 and out here. You know, we need to put together a drive, go back, because Triton is, as evidence, they're going to score. I mean, Triton's not done scoring. And so what we're going to have to do is come out. Best defense for us is to keep the ball, keep the drive, keep Snyder and Schumpert and Max Schlusser off the field as much as possible.
And our defense, they really got run down that first time.
Right.
Just on the field nonstop.
So 12 minutes on the board. Brandon Lenker will kick off, and we're underway. Watts at the 15-yard line, right up the middle, sticks his head in there. Good hard run.
He saw some real estate ahead of him.
Again, he was just a little juke away from maybe getting a few more yards. Drew Stichter on the tackle for Triton. 21-yard carry, ball's out to the Lancer 36-yard line. The 1st and 10, Laville. Here early, just started the third period. Zarnecki and a quarterback in the shotgun. Sends receivers both left and right. Fig in motion. Runs the option to Robbie Pope. Had everybody going left. Fig going left in motion. Had 2 receivers out on the left-hand side.
Defense did not bite, though.
Pope on the carry, a loss of 2. Ball will be back on the 34-yard line. 2nd down and 12. Try to string things out, get everybody going to the left. Zarnicki ran the option back to the right. Layton comes up underneath center this time. Pass back to Fig, Dakota Fig. Several different occasions. Triton had an opportunity to bring him down. Finally, James Snyder up with the tackle. Ball will be at the 38-yard line. Third down and 7.
Another one of those plays. We've got Braxton Sauer in there with Layton Zarnicki again.
Last time they ran this, they ran it off towards the side where Sauer was. Zarnicki on the little hitch right over the center. Sauer lined up at the tight end. Zarnicki with a good ball fake. Braxton Sauer wide open. And there's that Coach Carver open up the playbook a little bit. 15-yard pickup, ball down to the Triton 47-yard line. First and 10 Lancers, 10:20 left to go here early in the third period. And that's exactly what we need to do, not go 3 and out.
Zarnicki and Sauer have a lot of rapport, too. Sauer was saying that almost every play last time, Zarnicki would come over and talk to him. How did I do? What did you see? From a player's perspective, where am I? So
Robbie.
It's really good to see the two of them meshing there.
Good. Robbie Pope on the carry. Pickup of 2 on the play, second down and 8. Aiden Doyle brings in the play. Dakota Fig goes out. Lancers need to go down, take some time off the clock, and punch one in. Zarnicki under center. Snap. There's that inside handoff. Aiden Doyle on the carry for the Lancers. That time Triton didn't bite on it as much as what they did before.
Yeah, but that's just one more instance where it's freshman to freshman running the ball. Really young team we have this year.
No gain on the play. Third down and 8. Fig brings in the play. Zarnicki under center. The snap. Layton.
Oh.
Pass intended for Nathan Nichols-Peterson.
I think that's pass interference.
Flag on the play. We'll watch on replay. Just off the hands. We're going to sort out what's going on here. Referee is talking to Jacob Good, the Lancer captain, explaining his options. I didn't see an initial call. Was there an initial call by the referee?
There
Pass
it is.
interference. There's also a roughing the passer call. Both against the Trojans. The Lancers declined the pass interference, and they take the roughing the passer. So that's going to be a 15-yard penalty, which is going to move the chains. That's going to be an automatic first down. So now Lancers are going to have the ball on the 30-yard line. First and 10 to keep the drive alive. Again, Zarnicki going long again.
Oh.
Pass intended.
Andrew Dill again.
Andrew Dill, and there's another flag on the play. Again, Zarnicki putting the ball down there. Not quite sure. Pass interference on Triton. It's a 15-yard penalty, back-to-back major penalties against Triton. 30 yards and penalties back-to-back.
But that's 2 big pass attempts, too, from Leighton Zarnecki, something we didn't see in the first half.
So the ball is at the Triton 15-yard line. Lancers inside the red zone, 1st and 10. Zarnecki again under center. We're going to go to Andrew Dill around the left side. Dill with some good speed, gets out. Good blocking by the Lancers. Pickup of just a little over 9 yards, just short of a first down. Ball's at the 6-yard line. 8 minutes left to go here in the third period. Colby Watts, I don't think he got anything. As a matter of fact, if anything, he lost a yard. He just ran right into the middle, the Triton defensive line, and he didn't have his feet really underneath him, and so he just didn't really have any way to recover.
And I think at this point, every time he comes onto the field, they've got a guy watching him.
So again, another one of those big plays, 3rd and 1. You like to not settle for a field goal here. Like to go down and get 6. Back in the ball game. Hate to come away empty. Watts again on the carry.
Oof,
inside. Hit behind the line of scrimmage. Lost back to the 9-yard line. Now it'll be 4th and 3. Last week, we brought Dakota Fig on and kicked a field goal. Coach Ostrauser opting not to do that. Time running down on the play clock. Yep, the Lancers are going to have to call timeout.
This has been the kind of drive we really needed to start off this second half.
Lancers done a nice job. We're going to take a timeout. You're listening to Lancer Football on LVH1.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
I'm Sana Dixon, back with your update on the first Source Bank scoreboard. We have New Prairie still in the lead with 39 points, with South Bend Clay with 0. Back to you guys.
So the Lancers opt to go ahead and bring Dakota Fig in to try the field goal. Spouts down, and the snap was low. Never really even had an opportunity to get it up. So the Lancers chew up almost 6 minutes off of the clock, but unfortunately they come away empty. So Triton does the bend but not break. They block the field goal attempt and will take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. We have loyal fans watching tonight. My brother Phil from Filligan's Island in the heart just north of La Paz wants a shout out. So we're glad that they're watching us there. Thanks for watching LVH1 Lancer Football. 1st and 10 Triton. Handoff to Slusher. Zach Atkins on the tackle. Pickup of 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6. Ball will be at the 29-yard line. Lancers with an opportunity to come back and maybe tie this ball game. Couldn't take advantage. Snyder with a little quick pass over the middle to Schumpert. Schumpert gets the ball in the middle of the field with some running room. He's going to be off to the races again. Pass incomplete. Be 3rd down and 6. Ball's at the 29-yard line. Clock stops with 5:42 here to go in the 3rd period. Beautiful night here on the campus at Triton High School. Lancers trying to force a 3-and-out here.
This has been a spot that's been really sticky for the Lancers so far tonight. Got to make a big stop here on 3rd down.
Snyder in the shotgun. Hands off. And he's not going to get it.
Zach Attack Atkinson in on the play.
The Zach Attack. Slusser on the carry. Picked up maybe a yard. 4th down and 5. Nose of the ball right at the 30-yard line. Dakota Fig will drop deep for the Lancers. Again, they got to be careful. This was the last time. Triton snapped at Ty Orson, who was their up man. This time they're going to punt. Nice end over end. Fig on the return, gets a little bit of room.
That's a nice return from Fig.
Fig had the ball at the 27-yard line, takes it out to the 45, 18-yard carry. So Lancers will have the ball on the 45-yard line again. Good field position. Open up the playbook a little bit more in that first drive. Assisted by 2 back-to-back major penalties, a pass interference and a roughing the passer. Lancers hoping to go back down and see if we can get back in the ball game here.
That second big penalty, the pass interference, that stopped a touchdown. So what they didn't want it to happen, it saved a few points from the board.
Watts on the carry, hit at the line of scrimmage. Bounces off a couple tacklers. Colby 5'8", 165. Ball will be down to the Triton 43-yard line. Pick up a 12 on the play. Triton will call a timeout. You're listening to Lancer Football on LVH1. Now this timeout.
First West Bank is a proud sponsor of Laville Athletics. Whatever your future holds after high school, make sure you also think about your financial future. Opening an e-student checking account with First Source Bank is a great way to keep you connected to your personal finances as you start on your road to success. Bank the way you want, when you want, 24/7. Apply online at firstsource.com today, or come see us at locations in La Paz, Plymouth, Freeman, Walkerton, or South Bend.
First Source Bank. Member FDIC.
There's just one.
The Indiana High School Athletic Association supports positive interactions at all athletic events throughout the year. Let the players play, let the coaches coach, the officials officiate, and let the spectators be positive, and it's been very positive here tonight. Lancers begin with the ball 43-yard line, 1st and 10. On the drive again. Zarnecki with the handoff. Robbie Pope up the middle for 3 tough yards. 2nd down and 7. Ball is at the Triton 40-yard line. 4:26 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. It's been all Lancers this period. Complete flip-flop from what happened in the 2nd period. Again, Zarnecki under center. Handoff to Watts. Sticks his head down over the right side.
He might have gotten a few inches, but those were hard inches.
Lee Mowat on the tackle for Triton. Ball will be at the Triton 38-yard line. 3rd down and 5. Pickup of 2 on the play. Lancers in the full house backfield. Wide pitch to Fig.
Oh.
Drew Stichter gets through and blows that play up. Fig, if he can get by him, has a little bit of running room. Looks like he maybe could have got out for a first down.
Yeah, he was looking for a party if he could just get by that one more guy.
Loss of 7 on the play. Ball's going to go back to the 45-yard line. David King will punt for the Lancers. And he punts it just about straight up. And then the ball that's about as out of a play as you're going to see. David King punts. He had a little bit of pressure coming from the side, and I don't know if that made any difference or not. The dew's out there is going to get a little wet right now. He punted the ball almost straight up. I don't think he even got back to the line of scrimmage, and then it was end over end, and it hit. Did a roll back towards him. And Billy Smith, who is 6 feet, 280 pounds, picks it up and starts to rumble.
Yeah, David King's normally got a golden foot. I don't really know what happened on that punt.
Yeah.
Looked like he was trying to kick it toward where the pressure came from and just kind of pulled back a little bit.
So Billy Smith on the 7-yard return, probably maybe the first and only return he's going to get. Ball's on the, what's that?
After that, they may let him return a couple more.
Shades of Refrigerator Perry. Ball's on the 42-yard line. Snyder deep. Pass intended for Orson. And I tell you, Riley Wagner was dialed in on that one. The ball sailed a little bit on Snyder. If that ball is down, I'm not so sure that Wagner doesn't get a pick on that ball. 2:43 left here to go in the third period. Second down and 10. Ball's at the Lancer 42-yard line. Snyder in the shotgun. Orson on the carry. The ball's on the ground. The Lancers are jumping up and down. They've got it. And the referee agrees.
That is the defensive play they needed.
Actually, that's Ethan Berry on the carry. And so Triton has been their own worst enemy in the third period. 2 major penalties. And now they put the ball on the ground.
A tale of 2 halves so far.
Totally opposite. First half, Triton a lot of time with the ball. Third quarter, the Lancers have had it almost the entire quarter. They'll take over again on their own 33-yard line. First and 10, 2:34 left to go here in the third period. Zarnecki under center. Dakota Fig in motion. Handoff to Colby Watts. Tackle by Lee Mullet. Again, Watts running hard. Ball out to the 35-yard line. Pickup of 3 on the play. Second down and 7.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what Coach said to the defense in the locker room, but they're playing awake right now.
Changes to second down to 8. Give him 2 on the play. Zarnecki under center. Fakes to Robbie Pope. Pass out into the flat.
Overshoots Jimmy Fisher.
Intended for Jimmy Fisher. Pass drops incomplete. Be third down and 8.
But even with them overshooting, it's good to see them out there trying to make some pass attempts now.
Minute 49, clock stops, an incomplete pass. Third down and 8. Zarnecki in the shotgun. Rolls out to his right. And, oh! Pass intended for Jacob Good, almost picked off. If Orson picks that ball off, he has nothing but open space in front of him. So puts the Lancers at a 4th and 8. David King will drop back to punt.
A little bit further this time.
It was really odd the last one because normally he just booms the ball. There we go. Much better. The punt's going to get a bounce. Slusher picks it up. The ball was just kind of going end over end. It's one of those things, just kind of bounced up right to him. He's able to pick it up on the run. Run out of bounds at around the 47-yard line. The 1st and 10 Triton, 1:33 left to go in the 3rd period. Lancers have had the ball almost the entire 3rd period. Unable to put any points on the board. Snyder running the little quarterback draw. Zach Atkinson on the tackle. Loss on the play of about a yard. 2nd down and 11. Ball moves back to the, they're going to call it no gain. Down marker guy messing with my mind over there.
Yeah, those young men we've got in the middle of the defensive line are just not going to give up a whole lot of yards. You're going to have to earn it against them.
So you got him and Russell Gentner there in the middle. Handoff to Slusser. David King on the bottom of the pile. Robbie Pope in there. Pickup of about 2 on the play. A 3rd down and 8. Clock winding down. 32 seconds left to go. Triton's going to have to run a play. Play clock is down to 14 seconds, so there's enough time. They're going to have to run a play as far as the 3rd period.
But you can't really count them out either. We've already seen they're ready to go for it if they get the opportunity.
Snyder again on the little keeper. And there was some confusion when he came up to the line. He pulled one of his players back. I'm not so sure they really knew what was going on. Well, we're at the end of the 3rd period. Score still remains Triton 22, your Lancers 14. You're listening to Lancer Football on LVH1. Now this timeout.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
First West Bank is a proud sponsor of Laville Athletics. Whatever your future holds after high school, make sure you also think about your financial future. Opening an e-student checking account with First Source Bank is a great way to keep you connected to your personal finances as you start on your road to success. Bank the way you want, when you want, 24/7. Apply online at firstsource.com today, or come see us at locations in La Paz, Plymouth, Freeman, Walkerton, or South Bend.
First Source Bank. Member FDIC.
I'm Sana Dixon, back with your updates from the First Source Bank scoreboard. We have Marion ahead 13-0 versus John Glenn, and then we have New Prairie 45-0 versus South Bend Clay. We have Plymouth leading 8-0 versus Morton. With Pioneer with 14-0 versus Winnemac. Riley has 14-0 against Bremen, and North Judson with 30 points ahead versus Caston with 0. Back to you guys.
Max Slusser on the punt for Triton. Ball will be down at the 4-yard line. 38-yard punt. Lancers deep in their own territory. We'll start out 1st and 10.
Yeah, that was a really fun third quarter. Not a lot of points scored, but it was fun to watch. A lot of action from the Laville side on offense and defense.
Watts on the carry. Runs into Slusser.
Really hoping we can kind of keep that energy and maybe even increase our score a little bit more.
Pick up a 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6. Second and 7. Ball's on the 7-yard line. Inside handoff to Fig. Dakota just keeps turning those legs. And he's going to end up with a 1st down. He was down, hit right at the line, spun around, just kept his legs churning.
Someone got a piggyback right out of that.
Finally run out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Will be 1st and 10 Lancers. 11 minutes to go in the 3rd period. Clock stop because Fig's run out of bounds. Lancers split. Jacob Good out wide. Send Dakota Fig in motion. Zarnecki in the shotgun. Snap. It's going to run the option. Triton took that away, so Zarnecki pulls it down. Drew Stichter on the tackle for Triton.
And that was something we saw a couple times last week. Zarnecki is a multi-sport athlete. If he gets the opportunity, he's going to be able to run the ball, and as he becomes more comfortable as a quarterback, that's going to become a threat that they're going to have to watch.
Pick up a 4 on the play. Ball at the 21-yard line. 2nd down and 6. Clock running. 10 minutes and 30 seconds in the ball game. Jacob Goods just over. Dakota Fig follows him. Zarnecki under center. Colby Watts around the right side. And he kind of ducks a tackle because Ethan Berry was coming in like a missile on him. And that was not going to be a good result for Colby Watts. Picks up 7 yards and another Lancer 1st down. 10 minutes exactly on the clock. 1st and 10, balls at the Triton 28-yard line. Lancers have basically owned the second half. No points yet. We're going to have to now put some points on the board. Oh, we got guys moving. It's going to be a penalty on the Lancers.
I think that's the first time tonight, an offensive penalty.
Yep. 5 yards against the Lancers. 23-yard line. Puts us in 1st and 15.
Just opens up more plays out of the playbook.
Way to be positive, Wayne. I like that. Clock running, 9:30 left to go. Lancers have had the ball the bulk of the second half. Not only just the third quarter, but again have the ball here in the second half. Defense has played well. Throwing a shutout here in the second half. Zarnecki back to throw, and pass was intended for Andrew Dill. Slusser was playing center field, so to speak. Slusser's down on the play. I think what happened was when he came down, he had the ball and Andrew Dill fell on top of him. And that's the classic, got the wind knocked out of me. Limping a little bit as he comes off the side. I think he's going to be okay. So, Triton takes over. Pretty good field position. Ball on their own 46-yard line. 1st and 10. 9:07 left to go in the fourth period.
And that's the danger you run throwing that many passes, but
Ethan Berry on the carry. Almost breaks it loose. Ball all the way down to the Lancer 40-yard line. 14 yards on the carry.
An interception like that can really shift momentum, so the defense really can't afford to give it up here.
And again, we're just getting into an idea. We've got 8:47, clock is running. Again, James Snyder in the shotgun. Hands off to Ethan Berry. Berry's met by Gentner and Corbin Brown. An official's timeout. Got another player down. It's Drew Stichter. And we're into cramped time now. And I tell you, there's nothing more painful than a cramp that won't go away.
Especially when you have to run on a football field. You don't have the option to just sit down and stretch it out.
Speaking as an old man who has cramps often.
Which one of us is old?
It's not you. So the clock is stopped with 8:25. Stichter, who's been on the field most of the night, walks it off. Trainer helps him off.
Standing ovation from the crowd.
2nd down and 8. Ball's at the 38-yard line. Referee winds the clock. 8:24 and counting. Triton just going to be wanting just to take some time off the clock. Obviously want to score again. Snyder in the shotgun.
Oh, broken tackle right off the beginning.
Hands off to Slusser. No, check that. That's Lee Mullet on the run.
Zach Atkinson with a tackle coming in from the other side of the line.
Atkinson making the stop. Ball's down at the Lancer 34-yard line. 3rd down and 4. Again, the Lancers need to get the ball back. 7:36 and counting here in the fourth period. Slusser comes up to the line, looks everything over. There's that little quarterback draw. Again, Atkinson all over the place tonight. Snyder just takes it, takes a look at it. Pickup of 2 on the play. 4th down and 2. 7 minutes exactly left to go. And this is a crucial play. Lancers are going to have to hold here. We need to get the ball back.
It's really kind of a defining moment, I think.
Yep. Slusser and Mullet in the backfield. Snyder takes the snap. Going to hand the ball to Slusser, and he's not going to make it. He's not going to make it.
Corbin Brown said no thank you. He's ready to go sit down.
Corbin Brown, the great penetration, tackle for a loss on the play. So the Lancers do exactly what they need to do. Defense stiffens and holds. Lancers will take over possession on their own 34-yard line. 1st and 10. 6:34 left to go here in the fourth period. Zarnecki under center. Flag on the play. Illegal procedure against the Lancers. Ball moves back to the 29-yard line. 1st and 15.
I don't think this is going to be their last opportunity of the night, but it's one of the last couple they're going to have. They really have to capitalize here.
Colby Watts had a little bit of room to run initially. Lee Mullet closed quickly. So a gain of 7 on the play brings the ball out to the 37-yard line. 2nd down and 8. Clock running, 6:07 left to go here in the 4th period. Plenty of time, but the Lancers are going to have to keep the chains moving. Zarnecki hands off again to Watts. He's around the right side. And again, a nice quick burst. He gets past the line of scrimmage. Slusher runs him out of bounds.
I think he was pushing him to the sidelines to see if the team could help bring him down.
But that's going to be out to the Lancer 47-yard line. 11-yard gain on the play for Colby Watts. And again, the Lancers are 1st and 10. A little bit of momentum here. 5:47 left to go here in the 4th period. Handoff up the middle to Robbie Pope. Russell Gentner just leading the way, blasting the hole. Pick up a 6 on the play. Lancers are now pushed into Triton territory. Ball's at the 47. 5:22 left to go. 2nd down and 4. Lancers moving the ball. Fig out to the left. Hand off to Colby Watts. Tackle by Lee Mullet. Pick up a maybe 1 on the play. Lancers are now in a 3rd and 3. 4:47 left to go in the ball game. Triton leads 22-14. It's been a tale of 2 halves. All the scoring was in the first half. Neither team put any points on the board. Zarnecki hands off. Again to Colby Watts. And he's going to be close to another 1st down.
I think they're giving it to him.
Referee's going to signal 1st down. Clock will stop as they reset the chains. 4:28 left to go. Ball's down at the Triton 42-yard line. 1st and 10 Lancers. Still plenty of time. Lancers methodically moving the football.
And a point in the game where people start to tire out and wear down. Colby Watts looks like he's just now starting.
Zarnecki, pass intended to Jacob Good. Drops incomplete. He's 2nd down and 10. Triton's going to call a timeout. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Lancer Football on LVH1.
Hey Lancer fans, advertising spots are available today with LVH1. Advertising with LVH1 at Laville Junior Senior High School gives your business publicity with high school parents, fans, and families throughout the state of Indiana and beyond.
Advertisements can be provided by your business or made in-house by our mass media class at the high school.
All the funding goes directly to the student program and will help us gain hands-on experience in the broadcasting, video editing, and marketing fields.
If you are interested in advertising during athletic events throughout the year, please contact the broadcasting program at broadcasting@unorth.k12.in.us or call us at 574-784-3151.
Advertise today with LVH1, the voice of Lancer Nation.
Welcome back, our viewers. 4:09 left to go here in the fourth period. Lancers are moving the ball. Second down and 10. Lancers with a full house backfield. Crossbuck handoff to Colby Watts. Continues chewing up yardage. Ball is at the 36-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play. Third down and 3. Lancers opening up holes on the offensive line. Again, the full house backfield. Handoff again to Watts.
He was met by 11 guys that time.
Tristan Young for Triton in on the tackle. 3:22 left to go. Pickup of a yard on the play. Ball is at the Triton 35-yard line. 3 minutes and 8 seconds left to go. And you have to say this is pretty much the ball game right here.
Yeah.
We're going to have to move the sticks here. 4th and a long 3. See what Coach Carver dials up. We're going to go student body left and nothing going. Dakota Fig, penetration by Triton, never really had a chance.
And you can hear by the student section how that play ended.
On the replay, you just see Triton had tremendous penetration. So the Lancers will turn it over on downs. Triton will have the ball at their own 38-yard line. 1st and 10. 2:52 left to go in the game. And again, really all Triton has to do is just hang on to the ball at this point in time. Actually, 1 first down pretty much seals it for them. Slusser on the carry for Triton. Met by the middle of the Lancer defense. Played well tonight. Again, Triton put 70 on South Newton. We gave up 22 and have thrown a shutout here in the second half.
Yeah, if you had looked at the scores from both these teams from a week ago, I don't think this is how you would have predicted it going at all.
Again, Snyder in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left. Taking a long count, just taking time off the clock. Again, hands the ball to Slusser. Slusser tackled by Zach Atkinson. We have called his name a lot tonight.
Yeah, and he does not think the game is over. He's going to try and get that ball back.
So the Lancers call timeout. 1:59 to go. First Source Bank is known for being far more helpful than big. Like the big and personal banks, their service has been rated best in the Midwest 2 years in a row. Don't settle for less. Switch today and partner with First Source Bank. Proud supporter of Laville Athletics, member FDIC. Indiana High School Athletic Association supports positive interactions at all athletic events throughout the year. Let the players play, let the coaches coach, let the officials officiate, and let the spectators be positive. And we've had nothing but positive here tonight. It's been a well-played game. You notice guys hitting each other really hard, but then they help each other up. You know, you like that sportsmanship. And that's been on both sides of the ball. It's been a lot of crunches tonight. So, 3rd and 5. Lancers maybe hoping to hold here, force Triton to punt. Snyder takes a look. The snap, pulls it down, and that little keeper. And that is a backbreaker.
That might put the stamp on it.
Yep. Faked into the middle where we thought everybody was kind of just all jammed in there. Pulls it down like he's done all night. Takes the ball down to the Lancer 44-yard line. 1st and 10, Triton. Slusser on the carry.
Oh.
Fumble on the play, but the referee's going to say it was down. Nathan Nichols-Peterson with the crunch.
But I don't think that they're trying to score, but I think the defense is definitely trying to get that ball back. They do not feel like this game is over.
Well, Lancers call timeout. It's the third and final timeout for the Lancers. Ball's at their own 38-yard line. 2nd down and 4. And you've got to just we're not going to give up attitude here.
Yeah, this is a 48-minute game, and we're going to play 48 minutes of it. And the defense they've been on the field a lot, and they just haven't given anything up this second half.
I'm sure they made some halftime adjustments. Considering Shumpert, as he was the only one, he scored 3. He scored all 3 touchdowns in the first half, all 3 by the air. Lancers had an opportunity in the third period. We had the ball down on the 6 and couldn't punch it in.
Well, Dale came down with it in the end zone, but that pass interference pulled the ball out of his hands.
Right. So, 1:03 left to go. 2nd down and 4. Balls at the Lancers 38-yard line. Lancers out of timeouts. Not really a whole lot they're going to be able to do at this point. Snyder just going to run into the middle of the pack and fall down. Now the pack's just going to keep moving. Big rugby scrum. 6-yard pickup by Snyder. It's going to move the ball down to the Lancer 32-yard line. 54 seconds left to go in the ball game. Lancers played well tonight. Played hard. Adjustments at halftime. Kept a Triton team that put 70 points on South Newton and scored 22 in the first half. Kept them off the scoreboard. Snyder's going to take a knee, and that's going to be the ball game. 28 seconds on the play clock, 20 seconds. So the Lancers, even though they really had the ball majority of the second half, not able to find the end zone, come away with a disappointing loss, played well tonight. Final score is Triton 22, Laville 14.
This may be one of the best plays in sports. Lining up afterward, just showing respect for the other team.
Coach is shaking hands. Hard-fought ball game, both teams.
Well, they're not happy with the result. They're not really disappointed in how they played, I'm sure.
Well, and again, that's what Coach Ostrauser talked about. We didn't just come here to compete tonight. We came to win. And, boy, we were in this game an entire ball game. And, again, I think what you had said before was true, Wayne. Triton wins 70-0. We win 3-0. I think people were kind of wondering maybe we might just kind of get blown out tonight. I don't know, but Lancers had something else different to say about that. Well, we're going to take a timeout. You're listening to Lancer Football on LVH1, the home, the voice of Lancer Nation.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
First West Bank is a proud sponsor of Laville Athletics. Whatever your future holds after high school, make sure you also think about your financial future. Opening an e-student checking account with First Source Bank is a great way to keep you connected to your personal finances as you start on your road to success. Bank the way you want, when you want, 24/7. Apply online at firstsource.com today, or come see us at locations in La Paz, Plymouth, Bremen, Walkerton, or South Bend.
First Source Bank. Member FDIC.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Indiana are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Indiana. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
I'm Sonda Dixon, back with the final update from the first Source Bank scoreboard. We have Marion with 27 points to 0 versus John Glenn. New Prairie with 52 points to 0 versus South Bend Clay. Plymouth with 23 points versus Morton with 0. Pioneer has 61 points versus Winnemac with 0. Knox is 27 to 0 versus West Central. Riley with 14 points to 0 versus Bremen, and North Judson with 30 points versus Caston with 0. Back to you guys.
Final score here at Triton High School. Triton Trojans 22, your Lancers 14. All of the scoring in the first half. Triton all 3 touchdowns via passes to Max Schumpert. Lancers have Colby Watts, runs one back for the kickoff, and then he gets a second one on a 30-yard scamper, and that was all the scoring. All of that was in the first half. We thought we maybe had a shootout on our hands, but both coaches went to the locker room, made a few adjustments, and nobody able to put any points on the board in the second period. Wayne, your observations?
No, the exact same thing. 2 defenses came out in the second half that really looked refreshed, had new game plans, put all the right pieces in the right places, and shut down the other offense. That doesn't mean there weren't any big plays. There were plenty of big plays from both sides of the offense, but when it came down to it, the other defense was just good enough to stop the other team.
So Triton moves to 2-0. Lancers now 1-1. Lancers will have their hands full as they have their home opener next week at Lancer Field, and they will take on Pioneer. Pioneer waxed Winnemac tonight, as you heard Yasana talk about 61-0. And Pioneer is always in the top as far as ratings is concerned in football. So again, it's going to be good to be home, but we're going to have our hands full at Pioneer next week. Hey, thanks a lot to my good buddy Scott Shear out there, for all the folks who are watching us on LVH1, to Matt Florian, and all of the young people who did a nice job tonight. Again, we had a beautiful night for football, and it's not an hour and 45 minutes home tonight. It's only 20 minutes home instead of getting home at 1 in the morning.
We can drink small coffees.
Yes, we can. We can. So, again, thanks for listening and watching us. LVH1 is a production of the students here at Laville High School, the voice of Lancer Nation. Thanks a lot again. Steve Cox, Wayne Thomas. Have a good evening. Good night.